So, our first review of the day is going to be for the film Silent Night, Deadly Night. Silent Night, Deadly Night here is a movie that's kind of a, I guess you would say, a reboot of
Yeah.
sorts, a little bit in a way there, based on a series of movies there, which were by Charles E. Seller. I think my thing's freezing on me. Hold on a second.
Mm-hmm.
Why is nothing coming up here? Oh.
Uh-oh. It's the second reboot, by the way.
Second reboot. Oh, there we go. Okay, so let me start over. All right. There we go. Make sure I got the right one. Okay, here we go. So this movie here, our first review of the day is going to be for a film called Silent Night, Deadly Night. This is the 2025 version of the film. Like we were saying before, I guess it's some way of a little bit. It's the seventh installment of the Silent Night, Deadly Night franchise there that was started by Charles E. Seller. This is in a way kind of like a reboot in a sense there. I haven't heard of this franchise before myself.
Oh, really?
No, I have not. You already did already?
Well, yeah, it has a very interesting history as both a B movie, a trash horror slasher movie. It got a lot of press when the first one came out. So much so there were theaters that were basically trying to get it take it down from the theaters. There were groups that were trying to take it down.
Okay, interesting. And this person who's directing this reboot is a guy who's written and directed it, Mike P. Nelson. So this is about a young man there who, as a child, he saw his family be killed in front of Billy Billy Chapman. Who saw his parents killed in front of him there by a guy dressed as Santa Claus. He touches that Santa Claus and is able to gain magical abilities in a sense there. He's able to see the wickedness and evilness in people there. So when he grows older, he becomes a killer himself and starts kind of hunting down these people there who he can instantly just look at somebody and tell all and gets visions of all the bad things they've ever done in their lives there. So that's kind of the setup you have of this movie. It's a slasher flick there.
It's very simple,
very gory, very bloody there. It's even the look of the movie, maybe people something very newer that'll probably remind people of very Terrifier-ish.
Yeah. Maybe in some of the style, but it definitely has a limited budget.
Has a limited budget on here. I think the budget on this movie,
it was about almost 3 million, like 2.6 million.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. No. That's the box office. My bad. I'm sure maybe it doesn't really say the budget currently.
Okay. But yeah, probably not that big of a budget for a movie like this. But just in terms of the goriness of it, the bloodiness of it, you're gonna get some brutal kills in here. You're gonna get a lot of that in this movie. Dusk, what are your thoughts? Silent Night, Deadly Night.
As the second reboot of the franchise, the previous reboot was 2015 Silent Night. This one definitely gives me the vibes of okay, let's start over, but it retains a lot of the campiness of the previous ones, not as much as they got. I mean, they got up there in the ridiculous and campiness. But I think in a weird way, they have the supernatural element with being the voice in his head telling him this person is naughty or nice or what's going on. I think that could have worked, and it does sometimes, but I don't know. This one just felt pretty by the numbers. I've seen some of the sequels to them, and they go bonanzas. I will say I do appreciate that the gore really went for it. And they really went very gory with it. And that's really its biggest saving grace. It knows it's ridiculous, and it just goes for it.
Yeah. Um, and it's a movie, like you said, looking at the trailer for it, you kind of get what you're expecting from
Yeah,
it. I mean,
they know what you want.
if you want the blood, they give you the blood. That's absolutely there. If you want the
Yep.
gore, there. And the guy that's playing Billy this time around is an actor named Rowan Campbell. People might know him. He was in Halloween Ends. He was in that. I haven't seen him much
Mhm.
in some other things other than that. There. Oh, I forget. He was in the Monkey as well. Okay, I forgot him in the Monkey that came out this year. Okay. But yeah, he was in Halloween Ends there. He's the character, and then also he has like a voice that's talking to him as well. This other person that's inside his head that's giving him commands and conversing with him. It's kind of fucked up, but also slash kind of sweet too, because it's like
Mhm.
after his father dies, he's the only other person in his life, so he helps kind of guide him and mentor him. There, I thought that was kind of cute in a fucked up kind of way.
Yeah.
Then he also meets a girl there that becomes a love interest there. Actress named Ruby Mondane there, who's also in this as well. She was in the Happy Death Day movies. She was in
Yeah.
that. And she's fun, I think, for the bits she's in here as well. And they have like a lot of good stuff going on there, good back and forth. But I mean, listen, you're here for the kills. I mean, that's
Yeah.
what you're with a movie like this. That's primarily what you're here for. Is it going to have a satisfying kills? Is going to have some good bloody justice that you have there. There's a scene where he goes into a Nazi party. There's
Yeah, that
that.
one was kinda out of nowhere, and it I'm like, okay, sure."
So people might enjoy that. Yeah. So for that base just level of
Yeah.
thing there, it serves its purpose for that. I don't For me, I don't know, maybe I'm a little desensitized, so
Mhm.
maybe I don't know, maybe take my opinion with a grain of salt there. I don't think it was all that gory, all that bloody. I thought it was fine. I thought I'm not saying it holds any punches, but I've seen, obviously, bringing up the Terrifier movies,
Right.
how really gruesome these things
Oh, yeah, they
get.
go the Terrifier movies go to 11.
Yeah.
Their point is to
Uh,
outdo each other every single time.
yeah. I mean, did you think it was very,
I mean, it's
super
fine. I thought it's
okay.
okay. Yeah, and then not that's pretty much how I felt as well. I thought it was fine. Even within the Silent Night, Deadly Night franchise, I thought it was fine.
Mm, okay. Yeah, and I haven't seen the other movies there, so you've seen them,
I've seen some of them, not all. I've seen the second half of the second one because funny story with that one, and the fifth one by osmosis, which has a funny story as well.
mm, okay. And it's about on par with those? Like, it's
I
about
mean, it's a
yeah.
little more violent. They're using a digital camera, so you don't get the film grain. There is a charm to that film grain. There is a warmth to it. It does. It keeps the shadows more, builds up a bit more tension. This one, as kind of nuts as they, or at least a little wacky as they kind of made it, they ended up actually staying more grounded than I thought they would. For the most
Mm,
part. Like, yeah, he would get some kills or an antler would turn around, then he impales somebody. It's pretty ridiculous. Nothing's ever gonna top Silent Night, Deadly Night 2, where the meme, it's garbage day, and then he shoots a guy. You're never gonna top that. You're never gonna top that performance.
mm,
That one is that second one is so incredible.
mm. Yeah, I learned recently, yeah, where that that meme came from. I
Yes.
never knew before,
Yeah,
where that
Eric
meme came.
Freeman as Ricky, absolute masterful. That is a phenomenal. So the first Deadly to give you some background maybe, and you at home, the first Silent Night Deadly Night came out in November 9th, 1984. That one had a big campaign against it because at the time, even still, honestly, to this day, a little bit, people don't like associating Christmas with violence. And so there were a lot of groups that were very upset of a movie coming out, and it did it so badly that it did get it taken from some theaters. It got pulled from certain theaters. It was seen as a like a ooh kind of a cult. If you could see it before they take it out. One of those people who advocated against this movie was an actor named Mickey Rooney. Now you may not know that name, but he was a famous actor from the golden age of Hollywood, child actor that branched out. And well, because of it being pulled out later, a couple of years later with Silent Night, Deadly Night 2, they basically, in order to get back some of the money, because it was on a limited budget, the director, Lee Harry, he used literally half of the movie is just a redoing or a taking the footage from the first Deadly Night, Deadly Night, chopping it up a bit, and playing it as a flashback that Ricky wasn't there to see, but you're just seeing it. And then the second half of the movie starts, which is basically the rest of the movie. Like the last third is the actual new footage. So that's a whole thing. But yeah, Ricky goes on a rampage, the whole garbage day and all the memes and his Eric Freeman's performance, which is he really just carries that second movie. The first one is more notable for it being like a Christmas slasher, which there have been Christmas slashers before it called like Black Christmas. That's a really famous one. That one's much darker. Black Christmas is much darker, but it was still controversial because it had like the poster of Santa Claus with an axe going down a chimney. Uh, Funny enough about people poo-pooing against it, when the fifth movie rolled around in 91, guess who starred in the movie? Mickey Rooney, because he needed the money. So 5 movies later, he's in a Silent Night, Deadly Night after he protested on the first one. And that was the last one until they rebooted it in 2012, and now we have this one in 2025.
Okay. But yeah, so if I mean, I don't know if how many fans of the
Yeah,
franchise there are.
I'm gonna be honest. It's a very, very cult movie. The first one's a cult movie. The second one is a cult movie only because of Eric Freeman and his performance as Ricky. Like that. That's it. That's the whole thing. And then the other sequels are some curiosities. I like the fifth one is interesting at least because they all have their own uniqueness. They're all different, a little different each time, and the fifth one is just bonkers. Mickey Rooney's in it, so he also kind of elevates it because even in a crap movie, he's Mickey Rooney. So, I mean, yeah, man, I don't know what people were really expecting for this one. It's serviceable. This one's pretty serviceable. It's not bad. It gets you kill. It gives you kills. It gives you some blood. The story was at least coherent enough that I could follow it. I knew what was happening. Ain't a lot here.
Mm,
So it's just fine. It's if you wanted a horror movie and you wanted to see one around Christmas and you were tired of seeing Nosferatu banging that lady from last year and you wanted more of that or more weird stuff, yeah, here you go. You got this movie.
so what will be your rating?
Uh this is a stream it.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with that. This is a solid stream it. I think it does its job for what it wants to do. It's not particularly nuts or crazy. It kind of plays it oddly sort of safe, but I don't know. It does what it needs to do, and it has just enough violence and creative kills and stuff like that. And it does have a little sense of humor, which I appreciate with its premise. That it gets just enough. It does just enough to justify this iteration.
Mm, okay. Um, yeah, I'm about right with you. Stream it for me. I think it's fine. You know, if you are a fan of this type of thing, and maybe if you are a real big fan of this type of thing, maybe it'll be higher for you. Like I said,
Mhm.
the kills are fun and they're good when they happen. The performances are okay, for a movie like this, they're serviceable enough. And when it comes to, the climax and the final showdown of what happens, that's also it's fine as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, with that. So yeah, I just kind of give it a stream it for that. Maybe I don't know if you add this to your Christmas, horror rotation. I
yeah.
don't know if you do that, but I don't know. Maybe people want to play it during Halloween or play it during Christmas time. But yeah, it's fine for what it is and what it's
Th-
trying to do. And
yeah,
like I said, it's from the same studio that brought you Terrifier. So if you are
yeah,
maybe similar to that, maybe it'll be also you're interested in that if
yeah.
you haven't if you're not a fan of the Silent Night, Deadly Night franchise there.